Okay, that's the first piece. For the second piece, let me know at any point if you have a question. You can just chime in. All right, for the next piece, I'm gonna do this in green. So this is the line y equals 2. So for y equals 2, I'm gonna go from 0 to 4. So from 0 to 4, I'm gonna make a line for the line y equals 2. So do I include, well, 0 is already included right here, so if it's already filled in, you just leave it filled in. Do you include 4? Anyone who wants to chime in, do we include 4? We do not. Just remember, I can't see you, so I can only see 4 people at a time. It's probably not you. So just let me know if you have something to say, make sure you speak up so that I can be able to respond to what you're saying. Question, Olivia? Or you were just raising your hand? Okay, let's see. You can't unmute yourselves. Oh, someone said leave and then join again. That's Natalie. There's a lot of messages here. Okay. Okay, so maybe try leaving the meeting and then coming back, I guess, if you're not able to unmute yourself. That worked for you, Natalie? Thumbs up? Okay. So you could try coming back in if you can't unmute yourself.
Mr. Morrison.
Yeah.
So for the first function, why don't we read it as like y equals mx plus b? Why is it x minus 2? Like, why doesn't it start at -2? Why does it start at +2 for the first function, for the red one?
Well, it's going to form, if it kept going, it would form a V. So, like, here, I'll add more to it. This is what the graph would look like.
Here. Look at this. Look at this.
So it would go to 2 right here. And then it would go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. But that part of the graph's not included because we're only including the part of the graph where x is less than or equal to 0.
Mr. Morrison?
Yeah.
Is there a problem if I don't understand anything that we're doing?
Were you in class on Friday?
Yeah, but I was taking the test.
Okay, well, that's why we're going over it again. So you just want to pick up on what we're doing today because we are going over it.
Okay.
Let's see here. I check something.
Yay.
Yeah, Mr. Morrison, I had the same issue. I was taking the test.
Okay, so we're going to be going over more examples today, so you should be okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused too.
Okay, we're going over more.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How come it's like, it's less than 0? No, it's more than 0, less than 4. But why wouldn't you put the 0 at the origin?
Well, you're only including the part of the graph for you're talking about the red graph?
No, the green one.
The green one? You're going from 0 to, you're graphing the line y equals 2, but you're only including the part of the line where x coordinates between 0 and 4.
Oh. Yeah.
Wait, okay. So if you're including the coordinates between 0 and 4, are you supposed to put like a point every single time? Or like, I'm confused.
Well, let's do another one. So I'll actually start that one over.
Hola.
Everything.
Okay, but remember, please mute yourself if you're not asking a question, just because all the background noise is going to make it hard for anyone to focus. Okay, so I'm going to do this a little. I'm going to go back to this one. So what I'm gonna do here is do this one as a T-chart. I'm gonna go from 0 to 4. So no matter what x is, according to the second piece, as long as you're between 0 and 4, what's the y coordinate gonna be?
2.
2. So this would be 0, 2, then 4, 2. That's what this 2 right here is saying. So you put a circle at 0, 2, you put a circle at 4, 2, and you just connect these 2 points.
Why wouldn't it be a complete point? Like, why is it a circle?
Because it says it's not including 4 and it's not including 0.
Okay.
Oh.
If you include the point, then you fill in the circle.
That's what these things are for. I get it now.
Okay.
Got it.
Devin Martinez said we must rise against the oppressors.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so going to the next piece, I'm going to do this one in blue.
Wait, Mr. Morrison.
Yep.
I have a problem. So, like, when I mute myself,
Mm-hmm.
I can't unmute myself. So I keep on having to leave and coming back to talk again.
Okay.
Kill that then.
Stay quiet.
As long as there's no noise in the background, you don't have to unmute yourself. It's just if
Just
there's a lot of
stay quiet.
Right.
Okay, so right here, this is the absolute value of x. So for this one, it says x is greater than or equal to 4. So I'm going to be plugging in numbers that are 4 or larger. So I'm going to plug in like 4, 5, 6. So when you plug in 4 here, the opposite of the absolute value of 4 is -4. The opposite of the absolute value of 5 is -5. The opposite of the absolute value of 6 is -6. So I'm going to plot these 3
Oh, that's
points.
what that means.
So I have 4, -4 is the first point. Okay. So 4, -4, I'm going to put a circle there. And then 5, -5, I'm going to put a point there. And then 6, -6, I'll put a point here. Do I fill in this circle?
Yes.
We do. Because this one says or equal to 4. So then I'm just going to draw the rest of the graph like this.
So if it says equal to 4, color in the dot.
Correct.
Yep.
If it's or equal to, you just fill in the circle.
Okay.
So we are now done with the graph. I'll do a couple test points. Let's see here. So for my test points, let me change the color. Color I'm going to use black. So if you want to find like f of -2, I'm just making up an example. Let's say these problems were given to you. You want to find f of -2, f of 2, and f of 4. So these would be problems that would be given to you on the test based on this piecewise function.
What about now? Wait, how? Okay, wait.
Me.
Okay, everyone's able to identify if you have noise in the background? All right, so just remember, if you have noise in the background, make sure you see that little mute feature on your screen.
I turned off my fan, so I shouldn't have anything.
Okay, so f of -2. You plug into the red, the green, or the blue piece.
Red.
Red, because -2 is less than 0. So you do -2 minus 2, and you take the absolute value of that. So that's just going to be 4. So that point is on your graph. -2, 4 would be this point right here. If you want to find f of 2, you do red, green, or blue.
Kyle.
Green.
Green, because 2 is between 0 and 4. Any number you plug in between 0 and 4 always gives you a y coordinate of 2. So 2, 2 goes on your graph right here. And for the last point, when you plug in 4, what is that, red, green, or blue piece?
Blue.
Blue, because it says or equal to 4. So the opposite of the absolute value of 4 is -4. That would be this point right here. So are there any questions on number 5?
Where'd you get the numbers to fill in the f of x?
Those were just problems that I made up. So the problem given to you, just have to figure out the y value at those x coordinates.
So negative 4.
Yes.
So, I don't understand. Like, how do you get the green line? Like, how it's just straight?
So this is based off the line. Let me do some blue. Line. Or actually, I want to do it in green. So y equals 2, right here. So you're graphing the line y equals 2. And you're only including the part where the x coordinate is between 0 and 4. So from here to here.
I'm doing.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm lost.
Okay, we're gonna do another example.
Mr. Morrison, do we have to plot those points, like the f of -2 equals 4? Do we have to plot those?
You don't have to plot them. You just need to be able to find the y coordinates.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna do another example. Any questions before I clear this one up?
Yes, Mr. Morrison. I'm completely lost. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay, we're gonna go through another example. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so let's look at another one and go to the next page.
Wait, Mr. Morrison, we can do the homework together.
We can.
Perfect.
Let's see. It's not clearing out for some reason. Okay, let's look at number 6. Well, there's a clear feature, but it's not working for me, so I have to do it one thing at a time. Okay, so let me see if 6 is a good one. We're not gonna do all of these.
Wait. Mr. Morrison, after this, we're going to do the homework together?
At some point, not right after.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, let's look at, let me see. Let's do number 10. Okay, so number 10. Start with, I'll do this in green. Okay, so if you want to graph this, isn't this a parabola?
Yes.
Okay, so right here, I am going to do some test points making a parabola. So this is the line y equals x plus 2 squared. So this is telling me right here, I'm only plugging in numbers that are less than or equal to -2.
How do you know it's a parabola?
Just because anytime you have an x that's being squared, you know it's a parabola.
It's cold.
Wait, so Mr. Morrison,
Yeah.
x is it's -2 or less than it, right?
Yeah, it can be -2, so you can include -2 when you're doing a table.
Mm-hmm.
Just pick some numbers -2 or smaller. So like -2,
Oh my god.
-3, -4. And it's going to make a parabola. Okay. So right here, when you plug in -2 into this equation, it's going to give you 0. When you plug in -3, it's going to give you 1. When you plug in -4 in here, it's going to give you 4. -4 plus 2 is -2. When you square that, you get 4. So I'm going to plot these points. So -2, 0. Do I include this point?
Yes.
Yes.
We do, because it says or equal to -2. So we're including -2 as the next value. And then I have -3, 1, which is right here. And then -4, 4. And everyone can see part of a parabola right here. Okay, so this is going to look like this. Okay, so that's the first piece. Now I'm going to go to the second piece. So right here, I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to do this in red.
Yes.
Ethan's excited to use red.
Oh, yes. Eagle
Okay,
pride.
so if you want to graph y equals -x. Here, isn't this a line? This is a line, correct?
Yes.
So I only need 2 points to make a line. With a parabola, you should probably have at least 3 points. So because you know this is a line, I'm just going to do the 2 endpoints. So -2 and 3. So -2 and 3. So y is the opposite of x if this is y equals -x. So what's the opposite of -2?
2.
2. What's the opposite of -3?
3.
3. So I'm just going to plot these 2 points, making a circle, because these are the endpoints. So -2, 2 is going to be right here. -3, 3. Oh, it should be +3.
Mistake,
right?
Mr. Morrison. You made a mistake.
We both know that's not true.
It's the
Okay, so
coronavirus.
3, it's going to be -3. So ignore this one. That does not apply.
Oh, I accidentally wrote the wrong thing, but I got it right.
Oh, that works. Okay, so 3, -3 is right here. Do I fill in this circle at -2?
No, you don't.
No.
Do we fill it in at 3?
No.
No.
No. I'm just going to connect this to make a line. Okay, then I have one more piece to go.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Getting all these messages. Oh, just, yeah. Why are they holes? They're holes when we don't include them. And this is hard keeping track of messages and questions at the same time. I did not think this would be so difficult. Okay. So with the next one, I'm going to do this in blue.
I need another.
I drew a perfect line.
Okay, so for this one,
Wait, Mr.
I have
Morrison,
y equals, yeah.
can you turn your mic up? Like mine, it went really quiet.
Turn it up.
Turn your volume up, Ethan.
It is? Is my... Gosh dang it. Can't hear anything. Like my volume is so low.
Let me see. I'm wondering, Heba, if yours is making an echo, if you have 2 devices. Maybe turn the volume off on one of them, if you're able to, Heba.
Okay.
That might be it. Okay, so this one, isn't this also a line? Y equals x minus 4?
Correct.
So right here, I only, again,
Color is
here
this
it tells
blue?
me to use x is greater than or equal to 3. So my endpoint is at 3, and then I need just one more number bigger than 3. Give me a number bigger than 3.
6.
4.
I heard 4 first. I'll go with 4.
12.
So we plug in 3,
I'm
we'll get
hurt.
-1. We plug in 4, we'll get 0. So 3, -1. Do I fill in this circle?
Yes.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it says 4 equal to 3 right there.
Oh.
So I fill this in. And my other point is 4, 0. Knowing that this is going to make a line, my final graph is going to look like this.
Mr. Morrison, what's the domain and range?
The domain and range, good question. Let's get to that. Let me just write this down first. I'm going to do this problem on Desmos in a second, and then I'll give you the
I
domain and
understand
range.
why it's called piecewise now.
Mr. Morrison, I'll be right back. Hold on a second.
Okay, so the domain here. Let's see. Color black. Where can I fit this? Okay, so the domain for number 10 is going to be all real numbers. How do you know if you look right here? Doesn't this include every single number? That x can be any number, right? If it's less than or equal to -2, between 2 or 3, greater than or equal to 3, that includes all values of x. So for the range, is there another way you could write this? Is -infinity to infinity?
Oh,
For the
I remember
range,
that.
IER.
is there a lowest point here?
Yes, -3.
It's what?
-2.
Negative,
This point right here, what's the y coordinate of this point?
-3.
-3.
-3, never
I
mind.
drew an 8 instead of an infinity sign.
I'm going to use a parenthesis because that point's not included. Is there a highest point on this graph?
No.
No, so it goes up forever. So go to infinity.
And then
Oh, I get it.
Mr. Morrison,
Okay. Yeah.
will all this stuff be on the test?
Hey, Dad,
When are we taking the test?
Whenever
you
we
probably
get
get printer ink while you're out. Because I just had to print 10 pages for stats. All right, bye.
Okay. So any questions on number 10 before we move to Desmos?
None.
Okay, I'm just going to show you this one on Desmos. You can also do this on your graphing calculator. It's the same process. So right here.
What the heck?
What's Summer doing?
Oh.
I don't know. I sound normal.
Okay, so right here, I do.
Oh, that's max.
That's brought us the max.
Okay.
All right, remember, if you have noise in the background,
How does it sound now?
please make sure you're on mute. I don't want to hear all that background noise. Okay, so the last one we did was y equals x plus 2 squared.
What about now? Really?
Ah,
What about now?
Okay.
What about now?
what about now?
Is it still loud? Or does it sound normal?
Okay, so if you want to see this on Desmos, it looks like this. Where's the brace?
Does mine sound better? I'll try to like put it on 2.
Oh my god.
Okay, how do I sound now?
Mr. Morrison,
Yep.
Oh, okay.
did we find the domain and range on number 10?
Yeah.
We
Dang it.
did, yeah.
My G, dude.
Sorry, my phone was dying, so I needed to get a charger, so I had to I had to go for a second.
Ethan, it's the domain is all real numbers. The range is -3 to infinity.
How do I sound now?
What?
It's not that
Huh?
hard.
Okay, the
Nope.
domain is all
That's
real
kind of
numbers.
rude.
Oh, my camera's disgusting.
Where's the brace? I found it. Okay, give me 1 second here.
Good job, Mr. Morrison.
Thanks.
How do you plot something like this on your calculator?
You can do the same thing on your calculator, just like what I'm doing here. So it's going to be y equals x plus 2 squared. And then you would say x is less. This is the one we just did.
You know what?
It won't give you the holes, like the filled in stuff. But so that would be part of your graph right there. For the next one, it'll be negative
I'll be
x.
back.
That brace again.
Who's seeking?
Be quiet.
All right.
Okay, who's eating and snacking?
It's not me.
Okay, that would be our second piece there. And for the third piece, it's x minus 4.
No, Aaron.
So you have to do them all
can't.
separately?
Ethan, that sounds like you. I think it's
It's not.
you.
It is not me.
I swear.
Mr. Morrison,
Yeah.
how do you do greater than or equal to
Yeah.
on a graph? On
I
your
was
graphing
about to
calculator?
ask that.
You have to.
Oh, yeah.
Here, let me see it. On your graphing calculator.
I don't have the same as you guys.
Son of a-
You would,
Oh, I have it. Never mind. I found it.
you would hit second math on your graphing calculator. Second math for test.
Alright, I'm still getting everything.
So that's what this graph will look like. And then again, to do greater than or less than on your graphing calculator, you hit second math. And you want to use the braces just like I did.
Okay.
So you can do this on your own graphing calculator in addition to doing it on Desmos.
I just got a close up of Ethan eating.
That's disgusting.
Okay, I may have to mute everyone again. It's getting too crazy.
I'm not doing anything.
Yes, you are.
Okay,
My
let's.
math is color coded.
Okay, so any questions before we move on to part 2 notes?
Yes.
No.
What is the Romanian range?
I told you, Ethan. The domain is all real numbers.
Okay. Can somebody repeat the range, please?
Range is -3 infinity. It's an ordered pair. It's -3 infinity.
Where did you guys get -3?
On the graph, the lowest point that you see is
It's
-3.
-3.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. All right, Mr. Morrison, keep going.
Okay, we're gonna keep going here. So we're on part 2 notes now.
Oh, part 2.
Hopefully everyone has this ready, either printed or you got the copy.
What? Hold on.
This is, I think it's the
Mr. Morrison.
There it is. Found it.
Inequality symbols on the graphing calculator, you hit second math.
Is it too late to ask for you to do another one on the other one?
We'll be doing more of them like this on part 2. We're just going backwards now.
Mr. Morrison,
Yep.
we have problems. I don't have that other worksheet. I don't have the
print it
notes.
out. Print it out, bro.
Print it out. It's on
Print
Google
it out.
Classroom.
What? Message?
Literally on Google Classroom.
Print it out over to your house, bro.
Dang, did I ask for people to yell at me? My God.
Okay, we're about to mute everyone. We'll try this again shortly.
Print it out.
Here, I'll allow you to unmute yourself.
He mutes himself.
I'm back now.
There, this sounds close.
Okay, only unmute yourself if you're in a place where you can unmute yourself. Okay. So right here, we're doing part 2, working backwards now. So I'm going to highlight this piece in green.
Okay.
So this piece right here.
You're doing number 2?
I'm doing number 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so right here, you have to rate this as an inequality. So it's going to look like this. It's going to be y equals and you do one big brace. Enough, give yourself space to write 2 separate functions. Okay, so for this first one, we are going to find the equation of this line here. So to find this equation, if this line kept going, it looks like we're going down 1 over 1. So down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. So this would be the line y equals negative 1x, or negative x, because it has a slope of negative 1. What's the y-intercept of this line?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. See how right here? Doesn't it hit the y-axis? If it kept going, it would hit the y-axis at negative 3.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I would say negative x. This is the line y equals negative x minus 3. But it's not the entire line. It's only the part where all the x coordinates, see how this is going to the left forever? So if it's going to the left forever, you say less than. You look at the point furthest to the left. What's the x coordinate of that point?
Negative 4.
Negative 4. So this would be your first piece. It's line y equals negative x minus 3 for x is less than negative 4.
Wait, how do you get negative 4? Oh, wait, never mind. I see.
Let's see.
Why do you put less than, and why do you, is it less than when it goes?
Less than is when it's going to the left of the point.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I still don't get it. How did you get negative 4?
How do we get negative 4? It's just, see that point that I circled? It's the x coordinate of that point.
Mr. Morrison,
Yeah.
how did you get the negative 3?
Negative 3? Okay, so the negative 3 came from this point right here. If the line kept going, wouldn't it have a y-intercept at negative 3?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So this is y equals mx plus b that I'm doing. So my m is negative 1 because the graph is going down 1 over 1. And then it has a y-intercept. If it kept going, it would have a y-intercept of negative 3. So you have, when you're writing the equation, it's if the graph continued in the same direction, what would be the equation for the graph? But for this one, it stops. So that's why you have to say x is, we're graphing the line for all the x coordinates smaller than negative 4. Do we include negative 4?
Yeah, no.
No, because it's an open circle. It's not filled in. Okay, for the second.
Is that why you put less than and not less than or equal to?
Correct. If the circle that it was filled in, then I would say or equal to.
Okay.
So like on this next one, you can see that it's going to be filled in. So first of all, this would be, if it's a horizontal line, isn't it just y equals a number?
Mm-hmm.
That number is the y-intercept of the line. What's the y-intercept of this blue highlighted line?
6.
6.
6.
I'm just going to put the number 6 right here. This is the line y equals 6. Because it's going to the right forever, you're going to say greater than. What's the x coordinate of this point where it starts?
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Do we include negative 4?
Yes.
Yes.
We do.
Yeah.
Because now this circle is filled in right here. So we are done with number 1 other than the domain and the range.
Okay.
Don't erase it. Wait, okay. For the blue thing, was that a 5 or was that a? I don't.
Yeah.
That's a
It's a
sorry.
6.
That's a 6. I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay.
It's the coronavirus. Blame it.
Is there a way I can stop the chat? Let's see.
Oh, we can mute it.
Are people texting in the chat too much?
This is just getting out of control.
I don't even see the chat.
The chat is
Oh, I
important.
think I found it.
For class.
Mr. Morrison,
Don't use the chat.
why is the sign less than? Or it's less than or equal to?
For which one?
For x is less than or equal to negative 4. Why is it less than or equal to?
Well, one of them is less than and one of them is greater than or equal to. So this one up here is greater than or equal to because the point is filled in. It's not an open circle.
Oh, okay. All right.
The other one's strictly less than -4 because it's an open circle. It's not filled in.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's do number 2 now. So I'm going to clear out number
wait,
1.
I'm not on mute. Wait, Mr. Morgan.
Okay.
Before you clear it. Sorry, I was trying to talk to you the entire time, but my thing was on mute.
Darn.
Wait.
He seems not disappointed at all.
Wait,
He seems
Mr.
happy.
Moore, for the green one,
Mhm.
why is it less than -4, not greater than?
Because see how there's a hole? There's an open circle. It's not filled in.
Uh-huh.
So right here, there's an open circle. So we're not including -4 on that piece.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Blue. Oh my God.
Mr. Morrison, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can we go over domain and range one more time?
Yeah, no, I need to do that. I haven't done that yet. So thank
Wait,
you.
Blue,
So domain here.
Why is 6 an X coordinate, not a Y coordinate?
Why not?
Ethan, please
Okay, so the
shut up.
domain.
Ethan, stop.
This is the only Y coordinate.
Listen.
As long as I get people to laugh, mission accomplished.
No one was laughing.
No one was laughing.
No one was laughing.
I was not
Yeah, but I got a
laughing.
smile, didn't I? I got a reaction either way.
It wasn't a
I'm
laugh.
going to raid your house, though.
Swat him.
Okay,
I
we're
will go to my
muting.
death.
Okay, so right here, it's going to look like this.
Mr.
So
Moore,
we have -infinity to infinity. Yeah.
would it be correct if you put y equals -x minus 3 with a comma and that stuff, and then a separate one that said y equals 6? Like, or does it have to be like that thing? Like,
It should look exactly like this for your answer.
why? Is it because they're on the same graph?
That's the standard way to write a piecewise function. You have one brace on the left, and then you have the different pieces. It says the function, and then it has the domain for each piece next to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so for the range, does this one have a lowest point?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does. So what's the y coordinate of the lowest point?
-4 or 1.
1. So this point right here has a y coordinate of 1, and I'm not including the point, so I use a parenthesis. Does this graph have a highest point?
No.
No. So this arrow just keeps going up forever, so that means it's going to go all the way up to infinity. So this would be your domain and your range.
Is the domain always negative infinity? Positive infinity?
The domain, probably for the ones we're doing in here, it'll always be all the numbers.
Perfect.
I need to
Ethan,
mute
please.
Ethan.
What?
Ethan, just be quiet while we learn.
Okay.
Okay.
Does everybody want me to shut up? Does literally everybody want me to shut up?
Yes.
Yes.
It's okay.
Mr. Morrison, screw you guys. Besides Mr. Morrison, screw you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I'm clearing this. So let's do number 2 now. Okay, so number 2. So for this first part, what color? I'll start with green here. So I'm going to highlight this one in green. So if this line continued, can someone tell me what's the equation of this line?
Y equals 6.
Y equals
Y
6.
equals 6. Okay.
Y equals 6.
Okay, so when you're writing a piecewise function, and
You gotta just set your chem class on fire.
Friend me. Same plug.
Mr. Min hasn't posted anything, right?
Adding you, Ethan. Turn over my switch.
God.
Eating, son.
What are we even doing here?
Hey, he muted all of us, which means he's probably on. You guys need to.
Bruh.
Bruh.
You probably went to the
He
restroom.
can see all of this, and he's just spectating.
He's in the participants list.
Bro, stop sharing screens, bro. Y'all are not funny.
Y'all are not funny. Literally.
I'm gonna do my math like a good Christian.
Yeah,
I can read that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll get behind it.
I can read that.
Hi, JP.
Wait, which Ethan?
I've signed the petition to that.
Ethan, I'm joking with you.
Huh?
I just
I
went
don't
back
know.
to
What,
speaker.
I don't know. I don't speak retard.
Killing best buddies.
Oh shoot! No, don't.
Put their own.
You're back.
No.
Finally.
Mr.
Finally.
Missed you. Save us.
Mr. Morrison, tell everyone to shut up.
Please, was
Starting with you, Ethan.
Straight up.
Shut up.
Okay, you guys can hear me okay? Thumbs up if you can hear me.
I can hear.
Okay.
I can hear you, Mr. Morrison.
Mr. Morrison, you're back.
Oh my God.
Mr. Morrison, when we needed you most, you vanished.
What happened, Mr. Morrison?
You didn't laugh.
Guys, I feel we should just be quiet and let Mr. Morrison teach.
I feel I agree with that. You know what?
It's quite a bit
I agree
easier
with
for
that.
us.
It's almost like you weren't the problem.
Ethan, why don't you take your own advice?
I am. That's why I'm not talking. See, I'm calm.
Where did our teacher go?
Mr. Morrison, we can't hear you.
Benedict, get back in the Discord, please.
All right, I'm here.
Bruh.
Hello, Mr. Morrison.
Okay, so looking in here, we're gonna go to number 2. So remember to mute yourself if there's any noise in the background. Just please speak up if you have a question. This is too difficult to do. Okay, so right here, I am going to use a highlighter to start with this one. Okay, so this is the line you said earlier. This is y equals 6. And then for the other one, I'm going to use a highlighter. The other one, it's going to be equals. This has a vertex right here of 1, 0. So you do x minus 1 squared plus 0. So it's based off of this, y equals x minus h squared plus k. H, and this is your k. So as I'm writing the piecewise function here, I'm going to say y equals. And Then for the first one, x, I think you did it earlier. For x is, so the blue one is the arrow is going, so you're going to say less than. It's going to be less than, what's the x coordinate of this point?
0.
0. Isn't it less than or equal to, Mr. Morrison?
Yeah.
Well, we're about to get to that. So are we including this point?
Yes.
Yes.
We are. So we would say less than or equal to 0. For the second piece, it's going to be what I have right here. I'm just going to include the part. You don't have to say y equals because you already said that in the beginning, or to the left of the brace. So I'm going to say x plus or x minus 1 squared. So here the arrow is going to the right. So I'm going to say greater than. And then what's the x coordinate of this point here where we're starting?
0.
It has an x coordinate of 0. So we are done with the piecewise function. Now I just need the domain and the range. So the domain is going to be all real numbers. I'm going to write it like this, an interval notation. And let's see. And then for the range, is there a lowest point on this graph?
Yes.
Yes.
What's the lowest point?
0.
0.
Oh, wait,
So
I
this
can
point right here is a y coordinate of 0. Do we include that point?
Yeah.
Yes.
We do. So I'm going to use a bracket because that point is part of our graph. Is there a highest point?
No.
No. This parabola goes up forever, so it's going to be to infinity. So all of this right here would be your answer.
Okay.
Wait, so Mr. Morrison, for the green portion, is that x is greater than 0?
Ow.
Green would be x is greater than 0, yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's very cold.
And Mr. Morrison, why would you use a bracket?
Bracket because we're including this point right here. That's an actual point on your graph. So that means you're including 0 in the range of your graph.
Hey, Mr. Morrison, as a refresher, how did you find the equation for the green graph?
The green one, so that's what I did over here. I'm using this formula, x minus h squared plus k. K is your vertex. The graph is at 1, 0. So that's your h and your k, so you just plug into the formula.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
Wait, Mr. Morrison, how come x is greater than 0?
Because the graph is going forever to the right.
Oh, okay.
Anytime the arrow is going to the right, you say greater than. If the arrow is going to the left, you say less than. If it stops on both sides, x is between two numbers. We'll do that on number 4.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Why is the domain always negative
Yes,
infinity and
everything
positive
fell.
infinity?
Say that one more time.
Why is the domain always negative infinity to positive infinity?
Just because these graphs here are including all real numbers. So you see how any x coordinate you can think of is going to show up somewhere on the graph?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So if you go from left to right, it includes every single x value somewhere.
Okay.
That makes
Because
sense?
the domain is negative infinity and positive infinity, could you write all real numbers, or do you have to put negative infinity and
You
positive?
could say all real numbers, but you should know that this right here is the same as all real numbers.
But if we put all real numbers on the test, would it be wrong?
No, but just be familiar with this is another way to write it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to clear this screen. We're okay to clear it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's giving me the option to clear now, so that's good. I wasn't doing that earlier. Okay, so let's look at number 3. So for this one, I'm going to start with the piece on the left, like I've been doing. And then I'm going to write a piecewise function here. So you could say y equals. You can also say f of x equals, but y equals is fine. So I'm going to say f of x equals, I'm going to do a brace. Okay, so what's the equation of this green line? Y equals what?
4.
4.
Y equals 4. So I'm just going to put a 4 right here. I'm going to let you plug in for x on this line, the y coordinate is always 4. So that's why you don't have x in the formula, because it's always just 4. And then I'm going to do a comma. And then I'm going to say x is, see how this graph is going to the left of the point? Doesn't the arrow go to the left here?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say less than. And then I look at the point where it starts. What's the x coordinate of that point?
2.
2. So that's going to be our first piece. Now I'm going to focus on the second piece here. Ethan, are you okay?
What?
I'm used
Sorry,
to
that's
Ethan
my-
saying more.
Sorry. No, I'm good. I just felt
Okay.
like it's
I just
better
want to
if I'm
make sure
quiet.
you were okay.
This one has a
All right, this next one. If it makes, do you see how this makes a V? That means it's going to be an absolute value graph. So absolute value looks like this. So it's A times X minus H plus K. So kind of like the parabola one we did earlier, but there's no absolute value bars. So the vertex, once again, is going to be H comma K. So what's the vertex here? What's this point?
3, 0.
It's 3, 0. So I'm going to plug in 3 for, and then A is the slope. So see how it's going up 1 over 1?
Yeah.
So A just equals 1 here.
Okay.
If it was an upside down V, then it would be -1.
Why does A equal 1?
See how this graph goes up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1? So it just has a, like on the right side of the point, it has a slope of 1.
Okay.
And the -1 would just cause the V to be upside down.
Wait, Mr. Morrison,
Yeah.
what did the variables mean in the absolute value graph equation again?
So A is the slope on the right side of the point. H and K is the vertex, where the V changes direction. So H is the X, this point right here. H is the X coordinate of that point. K is the Y coordinate of that point.
Okay.
So right here, this is going to be X minus 3. You don't have to say plus 0. So it's going to be X minus 3 using absolute value bars. And then see how this arrow is going to the right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say X is greater than. And then I'm starting at this point. What's the X coordinate of this point?
2.
2. Are we including that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are. So I'm going to say or equal to. So this would be my piecewise function right here. Now we just need domain and range. So domain, because it's covering every number along the x-axis, I'm going to say -infinity to infinity. Now for the range, does it have a lowest point?
Yes.
It does.
0.
Right here, isn't the y coordinate of this point 0?
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
Do we include that point?
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
vertex. You include the vertex on the graph. Does it have a highest point?
No.
No.
It goes to
So I'm going to do this here. This would be your domain and your range.
Mr. Morrison,
Yeah.
what would be an example when it does have a highest point?
And when it does have a highest point,
Yeah.
maybe like a parabola, something like this. If it goes like this.
Mr. Morrison,
Yeah.
if it doesn't like curve like a parabola, will it and like there's no square or cube, like will it always be absolute value?
If it makes a V, that's how you know it's an absolute value.
Oh, okay. And then if it's okay, never mind.
Yeah, it always has a corner. It turns a corner when it's absolute value graph. So
Mr.
is that
Moore?
okay for that one with the highest point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Morrison?
Yeah.
For domain, do you have to write it as negative infinity approaches positive infinity, or can you write it as x is equal to all real numbers?
You could say all real numbers.
Mr. Morrison,
Yeah.
will you mark us wrong if we don't put f of x equals the equations in grace?
You could say y equals, but you have to say something equals.
Okay.
Okay, are you guys ready to get into, I'm going to break you into groups now. You're okay doing number 4?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I've never done this before, so I'm hoping it works okay.
I'm ready.
I'm breaking you all
Okay.
into groups. Here we go. So work on number 4.
Hold on, I'm coming back. Wait, what? What is he doing? I guess
Hey,
I'm
Mr. So are we in groups already? Oh, wait.
No, we're not.
How's your morning, Mr. Morrison?
He's not gonna respond to her.
I'm very saddened that I don't get it.
Yellow returns.
Guys, we're doing a TikTok. Can we make it?
Yeah.
I probably
Cake.
How did you get the
pardon me, everyone. Yay! I can't hear anybody.
What's up, bro? You good? Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Samir, why are you upside down?
Eight.
Okay, so number 4. I'm gonna call this one g of x just to be different. So g of x equals okay, so to highlight this first, I'm gonna do it in green. Okay, what's the equation for this line if it kept going?
Negative 1/2 x. Yeah.
Negative 1/2 x.
Yep.
And it would hit the y-intercept right here. Good.
Zero.
Okay. Then this has a slope down 1/2. And then if it kept going, you go down 1/2, down 1/2. It would have a y-intercept at 0. Okay, so see how this one, the arrow is going to the left?
Yep.
So I'm going to say x is less than what?
-4.
-4, good. Do we include -4?
Yes.
We do, because it's a filled-in circle right here.
Isn't it less than or equal?
Okay, I'm going to try yellow. I hope you can see this okay.
I did pink.
This one in the middle. Well, what's the equation for this line?
Y equals 1.
Oh, y equals 1. What is the slope? What is it?
Y equals x.
Y equals x. I'll just put the x right here. Yeah, this one goes up 1/1. So the slope is 1 and the y-intercept is 0.
Yep.
So 1x plus 0 is the same as 12x. And for this one, notice it doesn't have any arrows. Whenever it doesn't have arrows, you write it as a sandwich. So x is between 2 numbers. Arrows on the yellow piece.
Oh my god, I have hiccups.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute you guys again. So make sure unmute yourself if there's no more noise in the background.
All right.
Let's see here. Where'd it go? Okay, so right here.
-4.
What's the x coordinate of this point?
-4.
-4.
-4. What's the x coordinate of this point?
0.
0. Do we include -4?
No.
No, because it's an open circle right here. Do we include 0?
Yes.
Yes.
We do. This one's filled in all the way. So I'm going to say or equal to 0. Okay, then for the last piece. Okay, on the last piece here, I'm going to go to blue. Horizontal line. So it's just y equals a number. It doesn't matter what you plug in for x. Y is always the same. So this would be y equals what?
1.
Y equals 1. And then because it's going to the right, you say x is greater than. And then you look at where it starts. What's the x coordinate of that point?
0.
0. Are we including that point?
No.
No.
No. So I don't say or equal to. It's strictly greater than 0. So this would be my piecewise function. Now all I need is my domain and my range. So the domain here is going to be
Negative infinity, infinity.
so negative infinity to infinity. Good. Because x can be any number. I can give you any value for x, and you can give me a y coordinate. So the domain is all real numbers. For the range, does this graph have a lowest point?
Yes.
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 Negative
So you
4.
identify
Negative
the
4.
lowest point, and range has to do with the y values. So what's the y coordinate of the lowest point?
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Negative 4.
But you
Negative
don't
4.
include it.
Okay, this one's a little bit of an interesting range. Let me erase this. I need more room. Okay, so the range here is going to be from negative 4. See how there's a gap in between these 2 points?
Mm-hmm.
So here you can't just say greater than negative 4. So it's going from negative 4 to what's the y coordinate of this yellow point?
0.
1.
0.
Wait, what?
And we're including that point. I'm going to use a u to say and. And then for the blue graph, it's just 1 everywhere. So I'm going to say the y coordinate would just be 1. And for the green piece, what's the lowest y coordinate on the green piece?
Negative 2.
2. So we're including 2. And this one goes up forever. So it's going to look like this.
Mr. Morrison, why do you use brackets around 1 as opposed to parentheses?
Because aren't we including 1? Because see how that horizontal line, every single point has a y coordinate of 1? So brackets mean we're including the point. This is probably the most interesting range problem we've seen all year.
What?
Okay, I'm kind of confused on how on the yellow line, how do you know which way the greater than or like whether it's greater than or like less than?
Okay, we'll see how if you just focus on the yellow piece, it's going from, if you just focus on the yellow, see how the lowest piece has a y coordinate of negative 4 and the highest point on the yellow has a y coordinate of 0?
Yeah.
So we're just not including negative 4 because it's an open circle. We're including 0 because it's a closed circle. And then for the second piece, it's just 1. So the second piece is just every point on the second piece is just 1, or the blue piece. And then on the green piece, all the values are between 2 and infinity. But this one has jumps. So that's why we have to split it up into different parts for the range. Is that okay for that one?
We didn't do that for the domain because it's all real numbers, right?
The domain is just all real numbers. We don't have to worry about gaps or anything like that. See how here we have to jump from the yellow to the blue to the green?
Right.
It's not just including every value.
Okay.
So wait, we only
Thank you.
do this when there's gaps?
Yeah, so when there's gaps in between the graphs, then you have to split it up into different parts.
And then we did Bernie Sanders, and I took a more modern approach. I tried to talk about Bernie Sanders.
So what does the U stand for?
U just means and. It's joining the sets together.
Oh, okay.
Why wouldn't we include like?
Morrison, we're gonna do the homework together now.
Yeah, I need to give another extra credit point though, so I want to see who's here. So
Hello.
if I
Wait, we get extra
say
credit?
your name, make sure to say, I'm gonna mute everyone again and just say here if you're here. So turn your mic on right when I call your name. And then we can go to the homework. Okay, so, and you can start working on the homework as I'm doing this. Just want to know who's still here and paying attention. Okay, so let me mute everyone first. And then make sure to unmute yourself when I call your name. Okay, Jacob, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Jacob? Okay, Jeffrey, are you here?
I'm here.
Jeffrey's here, okay.
Here.
Yes.
Natalie? Nathaniel?
Here.
Vanessa?
Here.
Vanessa's here. Robert?
I'm here.
Okay. Janelle?
Here.
Okay, Kayla? Okay, Mohammed? Okay. Justin Galloway?
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, Sarah Gonzalez?
Here.
Okay, Calvin?
Here.
H? Benedict I? Allison K? Japney K? Isabella L? No Isabella? Okay. Jairus L?
I'm here.
Okay, Gavin. So I got you. Gavin M?
Here.
Okay. Ruben M?
Here.
Here. Devin M?
Here.
Okay. Carson M? No Carson? Okay. Lena M?
Here.
Here. Okay. Sierra N?
I'm
Is
here.
Sierra here?
I'm
Okay.
here.
Let's see. Jaylene O?
Here.
Jaylene's here. Okay. Celeste P? Is Celeste here?
Here.
Okay. Madison P?
Here.
Okay. Kyle R? No
Here.
Kyle?
Here.
Okay. Kyle's here. Ezekiel R?
Here.
Okay. Frankie?
Oh, I'm here.
Is Frankie? No Frankie?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Kate?
Here.
Caitlin's here. Melana?
Here.
Here. Okay. Audrey?
Here.
Okay. Lorenzo?
Here.
Here. Ethan?
I'm here.
Ethan Wolf? Okay, you're here?
I'm here.
Okay, now 6th period. So again, if you could just be working on your homework right now, if we're almost done. Okay, Kyler A?
Here. Here.
Okay, here. Angelisa A?
Here.
Here. Okay, Joanna A?
Here.
Okay, Angel B? Angel?
I'm here.
Did you say here, Angel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Alora B? Not here. Okay, Aviana B? No Aviana? Okay, Olivia C?
Here.
Here. Okay, Carol E?
Here.
Okay. Yasmin F? Was that it? Did I hear something?
Yes.
Okay. It's just quiet. Celine F?
Here.
Okay. Heba H?
Here.
Okay. Wesley H?
Here.
Okay. Hamna I?
Here.
Okay. Diego K?
You.
All right. Ethan L?
Here.
Okay. Janine L?
Here.
Okay. Victor L?
Here.
Okay. Sarah M?
Here.
Okay. Samir P?
Here.
Okay. Aaron P?
I'm here, Mr. Morrison.
Okay. Sanjam R?
Here.
Okay. Krista R?
Here.
Okay. Anthony S? No, Anthony?
Bless
Okay,
you.
Daniel V.
Here.
Okay. Ricky Z.
Here.
Is it Ricky's here? Then Sithu Z.
Here.
You're here, Sithu?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
Mr. Morris, do you think we're still gonna go to 3 o'clock?
Are we still gonna do what?
Are we still gonna go to 3 o'clock?
I don't know. Just for who needs it. I'm gonna switch to the homework now.
Mr. Morrison.
Yeah.
Here.
I need help, Mr. Morrison.
Okay, I'm gonna switch over to the homework.
For all of them or just odds?
You're doing the odds.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. The piece function 1, is it due tomorrow, right?
Yeah, piecewise 1 is due tomorrow.
Are we doing piecewise 1 or are we doing piece?
I was gonna tell you this one you're doing both of them. You're doing odds.
Okay.
So piecewise 2, you're doing all the odds.
Thank you. I'm gonna do it right now.
So make sure you're just doing the odds. I'm gonna start. Piecewise 2 isn't due until Wednesday morning, so I'm gonna focus on piecewise 1 now. If you have questions.
Mr. Morrison?
Yeah.
So for piecewise 1 and piecewise 2, are those both due tomorrow, or are they due at separate times, like separate days?
Only piecewise 1 is due tomorrow, then piecewise 2 is due Wednesday morning.
Okay, thank you.
For both of them, you're doing the odds. So
Mr.
Ethan,
Morrison.
you said you had a question from the homework?
Yeah, so can you help me with number 1?
Number 1. You can do number 1.
Felt that.
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Wait, Mr. Morrison. Will you be able to leave the call for already, like, or if we don't need help with homework?
Yeah, if you don't have questions on homework, that's fine. You can go.
All right. Okay.
Wait, Mr. Morrison,
All right.
if we leave without help, do we still get the extra credit, or do we have to stay?
Yeah, when I just took attendance, that was for the second extra credit point.
Oh, okay.
So right now,
Thank you,
it's
Mr.
just
Morrison.
if you
Have a
want to
great
stay,
day.
you can stay. All right, you too. So yeah, if you feel confident about the homework, that's fine. But if you have questions, just stick around. So for those of you that are leaving, thank you for coming. Don't forget homework is due tomorrow, and I will see you Wednesday, same time, a little bit before 1 o'clock. So before 1 p.m. on Wednesday. Yet until after spring break. Yes.
Are the answers going to be posted on the locker?
I can try to get the answers posted. Yes.
Mr. Morse.
Okay, so this is number 1. Yeah.
Do you want us to state the domain and range for piecewise 1?
Only if it asks for it. Here it doesn't ask for it, so you don't have to.
Mr. Morrison? Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you get me on the extra credit? Because my thing was kind of muted.
Let me see. Yeah, I know I saw you at the beginning. I have you for both points.
All right, and piecewise 2 is just odds, right?
Yeah, both of them are odds.
All right, see you next time.
Okay, see you Wednesday.
Mr. Morrison.
Yeah.
Mr. Morrison, did you get my extra credit point from the first hour?
Who's talking?
Samir.
Samir. Let me see. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so number 1.
Okay, Mr. Morrison.
So right here,
let's do it.
It's gonna look like for this one. You want to do it using a table?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, so this would be y equals negative x minus 1. So it says x is less than or equal to 3. So I'm gonna, and you can tell this is a line, right?
Yeah.
Why isn't it showing up? Is it showing up on your screen?
I can't see
No.
you.
No,
Right
I
now.
can't see anything.
It's dark.
Okay, what's going on?
All I see is the worksheet.
Yeah, same here. No writing though.
I didn't
Okay.
even see any. That's a yikes.
Huh. Piecewise 1. Okay, maybe I'll get out of here, then I'll bring it back.
Okay.
Samir, why do you insist on being upside down?
Why are you upside down, Samir?
Upside down's the best. Just try it. Being upside down's the best.
All I can see is your hair.
That's the
But like
point.
for why though?
Understand powers of being upside down. It's amazing.
Being dizzy.
Being dizzy. Where's the lie though? I got it. I just don't know how to write the lines. So
Okay,
that's all I
we
know.
got it now.
We can see it now.
Okay.
Yay.
I don't know what happened before. It
Mr.
just freaked
Morrison?
out on me. Okay, so right here, you
Yeah,
always
Mr.
want to
Morrison.
start with this number right here. So less than or
Dude.
equal to 3. So I'm going to
Mr.
use 3
Morrison?
and give me a number smaller than 3. Any number smaller than 3.
2. Mr. Morrison?
2 works. So a line, you only need 2 points to mine.
Am I muted?
So when you plug in 3 here, this is the
Oh, my
equation.
video's off.
I'll write it up here.
Okay, hello. I'm back.
So this is going to be y equals negative x minus 1. So when you plug in 3 here, this is negative 3 minus 1, you get negative 4. When you plug in when you plug in 2, you get negative 2 minus 1, which is negative 3. So 3 negative 4 goes right here. And then 2 negative 3 goes right here.
Oh, shoot. I forgot about that whole thing.
So it's going to look like this. Do I fill in the circle here?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I do, because it says or equal to 3. So I'm going to fill this in. And then for the second part, we have y equals x minus 1. And this one, I'm going to plug in 3 again, because this is my cutoff. I'm going to plug in cutoff to know where to start. And then give me a number. This time it says x is greater than 3. So give me a number bigger than 3 to plug in.
4.
4 is good. So when you plug in 3 here, 3 minus 1 is 2. When you plug in 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3, 2.
Is 3, 2 the whole?
That would be a whole because it just says greater than. It doesn't say or equal to. And then 4, 3 is going to be right here. So this piece is going to go like this. So we are done with problem 1.
I think I got it.
The slope
See you
is
on
1,
Wednesday,
right?
Mr. Morrison.
All right, see you Wednesday.
Mr. Morrison, the slope is 1, right?
The slope would be 1. So yeah,
Because
it should be
it's
going
x.
up 1 over 1. And that graph might be a little off, but it's pretty close.
Morrison?
Yeah.
This is Anthony. Did you get my attendance?
You said Anthony?
Yes, sir.
Let me see. Well, where were you earlier? I don't think you said anything.
My internet just went out as you started doing the 6th period.
Okay. All right, I'll mark it.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, wait. Question about number 1 before you
Okay.
move on. So because it's x is greater than 3, you